Okay, folks. Listen. Example number 4 says solve the cubic equation. The reason they call it cubic is because the highest degree is 3. Okay? But, Ellie, I'm going back to our homework question today. What's the problem here?
They're not in order.
They're in the wrong order. So we're going to say 18y cubed plus 24y squared plus 8y equals 0. Now they're in order. Okay? Millet, what can I take out?
You can take out 2y.
I can certainly take out a 2 and a y. Okay? So then this is going to be 9y squared plus 12y plus 4 equals 0. Okay? Now, I could use the quadratic formula, or I could see, you know what? This looks like perfect squares. Okay? 2y is going to be 3y and 3y, 2 and 2. Should they both be positive or both be negative? Both positive. Now let's see if it's a perfect square. 3y times 2 is 6y, and double it, that gives me 12y. Okay, good. So now, what can y be that would make this equation equal 0? Okay? Boy, what would make this one equal 0? If y equals 0. Can anyone see what would make that one equal 0? Jet?
2/3.
Not 2/3. Negative 2/3. Negative 2/3. And look, hey, rather than take a chance, just go 3y plus 2 equals 0. What makes it 0? Subtract 2 from both sides. 3y is equal to negative 2. Divide by 3. Y is equal to negative 2/3. Okay, so if y is negative 2/3. Now, do I need to do this again, Koulis? They're the same thing, right? These are the solutions. This is called a double solution because that's a perfect square. I don't need to write it again. If x is 0 or negative 2/3, that whole thing equals 0. Does that make sense? Okay, now I want to scroll down here for just a second. Uh-oh. Hang on. We're going to just read through it. The factorization in example 4, this stuff up here, produced 2 identical factors. Since the factor 3y plus 2 occurs twice in the factored form of the equation, negative 2/3 is a double or multiple root. Another word for root, guys, just so if you see that, this just means solution. Root is the same thing as a solution. Okay? Notice that we list it only once in the solution set. Caution. Caution.
Never.
Never transform an equation by dividing by an expression containing a variable. Notice that in example 4, the solution 0 would have been lost if both sides of this equation had been divided by 2y. Okay? Because look, if I divide this side by 2y, I want that to be together. Okay. If I had 2y times 9y squared plus 12y plus 4 equals 0, if I divide this side by 2y and this side by 2y, that just cancels, right? And what's 0 over anything?
0.
It's just 0. So now I've lost that solution. I've lost the 0 as one of the solutions. Okay? So never divide by a variable. You don't know what the variable is. Okay? Because we found out that y equaled 0, so you're dividing both sides by 0. Bad. Bad. Don't divide by a variable. All right. Good job, folks. Thank you. Good luck on your homework.